place. Oh, so I guess the reason I'm more happy than usual.
Oh, I like your nails.
Yes. I sent you the thing all way to go, right? I've been so freaking afraid of getting pointy ones because I figured I'd never be able to do anything. So I've always got really short, square ones. And I swear, for some reason, they're actually better. I'm just having to learn how to type with my actual finger pads instead of my nails. It's quite funny. But I'm on the other side of both of the big 40% assignments.
Ooh.
And I guess that's a relief in itself. Yeah, so I did the second one.
That tutor, man.
Oh, no, I actually just cancelled these tutoring sessions I've got this week. I sent an email last night saying I've realised that I've literally not even a little bit up to scratch and I'd just be like talking to him. There's no need because the session...
You have to do the prep work before you do the tutoring.
Yeah, they were like, why is your reason for cancelling? I was like, because I'm not anywhere near ready. Do you know what I mean? But the last assignment is an open book exam with 25 questions. And you know me, I'm pretty good at getting things. Like, I would put $100 literally on the fact I'm the only student in the entire cohort right now that was able to get double time for everything. Like, I've told all the students, go do, say whatever you need to. But the maximum people have been getting is the extra hour and a half. Whereas I got an extra 3. I had time to stop and have lunch and smoke my vape and stretch and I'd done so much tutoring by this point, right?
Yeah.
So with
do you need the yes, you need the extra time. That's the wrong
I don't
question. What I'm saying is, yes, you do, because it's about managing for your worst day, not expecting your best day. But have you needed to use all the extra time?
Every single bit that I've had so far, 100%. I did my entire assignment for the first one during those sessions.
You're very pastel today. Look, even your cup thing is pastel.
It's this brand Yeti.
Oh yeah, people
have you heard of it?
Is it cold or hot?
It's coffee, so it's hot, and it's like so hot that I
Yeti
haven't even
cold.
Yeah, they do both. No, they do both.
They do both.
Their cups are insane. They're the most probably expensive ones I've seen, but my friend Cassidy, as you know, with the horses in the family and whatnot, they use them all the time, and every time I've been around them, everything is Yeti, and I'm like, explain this to me, and oh my god, the can holders, they're like life-changing.
What's a can holder?
Literally, if you have a can of Coke, can of lemonade, can of alcohol, whatever the hell the can is, you chuck it in one of these things, and it stays cold as fuck for hours.
Cool.
Yeah. But you know me, I go a little bit crazy. Like, I either spend no money or I shop a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
So, good thing though. So I would have tried. So my first assignment, to answer your question, yes, I absolutely needed it. I got 81.5%.
Congratulations.
Which I'm very, very happy about.
That's a good little HD there.
I know, it's like the first one I've had in psych fucking for ages. So I was like, I'm winning just in that regard, yeah? Second, because the second one was classed as a quiz and there was specific ways we had to answer them, though I think they've sort of because at first when the formats came out, there were oh my god, I remember thinking half of us are going to fail just with typos, because it was very much like, if the answer is yes, you must write capital Y, little e, little s, all lowercase and all uppercase, even if the word is correct, is going to be marked incorrect.
That seems
fucked up.
Inappropriate.
Yeah, her language is a lot better than mine. I have realised something watching a few of my videos back, that there are many times my audio is not fantastic.
What do you mean?
Because I mumble and I don't talk correctly and all that crap. But these ones are usually pretty good. The last therapy session, I think I watched back to back twice and then watched it again for a third time. And I sent it to the entire fucking chat group that I'm admin with. I was like, you want to be a fly on the wall and be psych? Let's watch a real psych actual session. So it was quite funny.
No pressure.
You are well aware that you're my most watched video. I've got 15,000 views on one of our sessions.
Oh, God.
I love it. You're the coolest psychologist in the world.
How many of the views are yours?
I checked today. I've got 412 subscribers on YouTube. I am posting so much content that YouTube has contacted me going, you're probably going to be able to start earning faster because of how fucking much I post. I've got more 1.1 thousand views online, videos online. But yeah, so I have had my days with uni, as you know, freaking out, overwhelmed, blah, blah, blah. Turns out that I have been incorrectly assuming how my WAM is calculated since I got into the Bachelor of Arts Psychology in 2018. Because when I originally joined uni, I knew I was doing philosophy, but everything started with the vision of me ending up as a public speaker, right?
Can I ask a question?
As my therapist, I would hope so.
Why do you care what your WAM is?
We've had this discussion. We're not, because I want it over to 70. That's not the point of this story. The point is...
It kind of is.
No, it's not. It's not.
Is your WAM over 70?
This is what the story is.
Significant amount.
So I've been calculating my philosophy WAM and my psychology WAM separately. Philosophy major, psych core units, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Well, I apparently emailed the student service people.
Yep.
I kind of vaguely remember, don't totally remember, but I got an email back anyway, explaining that I'm completely incorrect and that as it stands, my WAM is 75.99, and when me and my tutor originally worked it out just based on my psych units, it was at 73. So we worked out that if I passed, let's say just on the psych core units, my tutor worked out that if I got an HD for 80% for this unit, it wouldn't change my WAM any more than 73. We went through and worked it out. We worked it out all the way down to 50, the absolute lowest grade I could get, and I still get over 70. So that kind of took a whole lot of weight off my shoulders once we figured that out. But yeah, no, it turns out that I, if I, like, you know, I just want to get to the end of uni and sleep, if I'm honest.
I don't know if that's going to be what happens.
It's
okay.
not going to be what happens because my body absolutely won't let me sleep anymore because of how excruciating the back spasms are becoming now. So they're so bad that I can't even get comfort through sleep anymore. And you know me, I just take everything as it comes at this moment when it comes to my health. And I'm just like, okay, just one more fucking thing I've got to deal with. Do you know what I mean? But it's kind of like a see the you know, lesser of two evils kind of thing. Like I would sleep all day every day if I could because I love sleeping, yeah. And my body is wrecked, but I physically cannot anymore.
What was in your foot?
Yes, I was meant to email you, but then everything went crazy. So it was so unbelievably rare. It's a ruptured vesical hair cyst, which in the 30 plus years that Doc has been working, she has never, ever come across it. She had to do her own research to tell me what the hell it was.
So it's a cyst.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
It's gone, so that's...
They tested it for stuff.
And it was...
Fine.
That was what the answer came back as, yeah. But apparently I'm like...
Would it happen again? Like, how,
well,
if it's a cyst, that's my worry. Cysts are cysts and they come back.
Well, that's the confusing part because she did say to me that I'm really lucky. And I'm like, how am I lucky if it's this rare? You don't even know what the hell it... We were on the phone and I could hear her talking to herself, doing her research, trying to figure out, A, how to pronounce it, made me feel better, and
Say
B,
again.
like, she didn't, like, you could hear her on the phone trying to figure out how to pronounce it herself.
Yeah, but how do you pronounce it? Say it again.
Oh, but it's like vertical,
Visceral?
that's the one, I think, maybe, yeah. It was... What I was told was they're almost never heard of, like the actual peer-reviewed documents on this stuff from inside the body. yeah, I don't understand it any more than you do. I tried to Google. I can only come across, like, obviously when I Google, I use the peer-reviewed stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, I literally could only find a case on one person. Like, multiple papers all on the same case. That's how rare it is. The doc was like, they almost never happen. She's like, I've never, ever, ever had a patient ever in the 30 plus years. Like, it was hilarious from my point of view, listening on the phone, trying to, like, she didn't know what the fuck it was either, you know?
We were pretty close when we said, some sort of dog hair or something. Like, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But our assumptions and hypotheses were correct.
Apparently, though, when someone does get them, it's unheard of to only get one.
Oh, no.
And it is unheard of and quite possibly the only case ever of it happening in someone's foot.
Where are they now?
Chest and abdomen. They're the only documented cases so far of chest and abdomen.
I don't know if that makes me feel better, Liv. Like,
I don't understand why that makes me lucky either, but we just have to keep an eye on nothing else going wrong. And I'm like, yeah, that's real good.
Do you remember?
Look, I can spread those toes. I've never been able to spread those ones. They just, my entire life, I can't. I don't have control over the toes on that foot. Like, I can
wiggle those ones, yeah.
I can move them. Those ones, I can't do anything. You can see the bottom two are basically together. So I'm constantly having to check. But yeah, lucky.
Do you remember when it first started, what your initial symptom was?
Yeah, absolutely. What it looked like was a dog, like a hair coming out. And it, like I freaked out a couple of weeks ago or whenever it was in the recent whenever, because now, as you can probably imagine, I'm constantly checking morning and night to be careful.
And it's not just your foot you need to check, I guess.
That's the thing. I don't know what the hell, because like I said, you can do, you're
rare.
A psychologist, go do your own research. This is, according to docs, like I said, unbelievably unheard of.
You worried about it?
Not even a little bit. How things don't worry me. Why? They annoy me. They don't worry me. Why? Because look at how many I've got already. It's just adding to the list of diagnoses my mum doesn't believe. Who gives a fuck?
That's true.
You know? Have you seen it since then? It's not finished.
The last one needs colour.
Yes, because obviously we're going to break and everything. But yeah, then there'll be like white around the words, obviously, to pop out.
Oh yeah, nice.
But yeah, so no, how things don't faze me. My mum constantly telling me I'm a liar and that documented things like autism, for example. Like, she was on the video with me saying the most insanely inaccurate crap, yeah. And I was just like, Mum, please stop. I was like, you honestly do not know what you're talking about, yeah? I'm like, you were literally dismissing an entire population of people around the world with what you were saying. I was like, you're welcome. This is what I say to everyone who thinks I constantly need to be right. I don't constantly need to be right. I don't really give a fuck the next person's opinion. When it comes to someone having an opinion that is factually correct, that is when I'll step in and say something. You want to tell me the sky is green? The sky's obviously not green. Do you know what I mean? Like, like, one of my friends loves Donald Trump. Don't talk about him to me. You know what I mean? Like, I can't understand how that's a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? But, like, that's a difference. Wouldn't you agree? Whereas my mum is fully disregarding this entire thing. And so I'm like, Mum, that's as bad as you saying you don't believe me. And you can imagine how that conversation ended. Which is interesting because it does lead me to the thing is, like, my graduation's in June. And I'd planned to, I'd asked Mum to come. And Mum had said she was going to stay with me. And that instantly made me go, fuck, what am I going to do? Because I'm not, obviously, I want to tell my brother about these videos, for example. But I've always worried that he will feel a burden from not telling Mum. And it's not that I'm not telling Mum because I'm ashamed. I'm ecstatically proud. It's just that my mum already constantly tells me I say the wrong thing, can't believe I ask the things I do. She raised me to be a unique individual who thinks for myself and not a sheep. So now that I do that, she doesn't like any of what I say. I was like, I don't know what the fuck happened to the mum that raised me. Yeah? I was like, but you told me not to be a sheep, and I'm most definitely not one.
So if you tell your brother about the videos, he'll have to keep it a secret from your mom.
Well, it's interesting because we're talking about, because when this thing happened with mum on the video, it was only a couple of weeks ago, she starts screaming at me again, telling me absolutely there's no way she believes me, I'm full of it, I'm a liar. And even those words then come with the whole, well, if that's the case, I must be a fraud too. I must be a whole lot of other things. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I said, you know what? And she's screaming at me, and I was just like, I said, you are not welcome in my house. I said, don't bother buying flights. I said, I'm uninviting you to my ceremony. I said, and I sure as fuck won't have someone in my home who thinks I'm a liar and a fraud, especially if it's my own mother. So we hung up. I sent her a message saying, don't bother. I said, I can't even imagine how much you could possibly humiliate me at a ceremony with the absolute nonsense that you talk. Yeah? And I was like, my diagnoses have absolutely nothing to do with you. I was like, why do you continue to keep choosing to make this a big deal when it never has to be?
Why does your diagnosis have anything to do with your graduation?
Because one of the biggest things I'm most proud of in my life is the fact that I'm going to graduate despite everything I live with. That's why it's so important. It is 1,000 times. I'm so emotional. I could cry about how fucking much it means to me that I've done this.
If she comes and supports the graduation, is she then not kind of accepting the diagnoses and supporting that too?
No. She accepts that I've managed university, and she is proud of me for that. As far as she's concerned, I've had it no different to any other student. Anytime I mention anything to do with what happens with my mental health, her constant answer is, and every student goes through that, and you're no special, and nothing's different with you, and why do you make it all about you, and stop talking about your health. These are the things that she says to me. And the reason this started, because I said to you, I was like, I'm sick and tired of her coming over 2-3 weeks, staying with my sister. They go on day trips, and I might see her twice in a 3-week period. And she was like, well, I'm going to come and stay with you. My immediate reaction is, fuck, how do I get all the shit from my YouTube channel off everything so that it's not going to pop up? Because I'm already, I now completely and utterly understand why people have told me throughout my life they walk on eggshells. I get it now. Well, my last fucking assignment was on, like I said, reactive relational aggression. Like I said, apparently I've got that pretty bad. But you are going to be so fucking proud of me. I'm so happy to share something with you. So I'm going to tell you good stuff.
Hit me.
Therapy this year is going to be about helping me figure out how to get where I want to be.
I don't know if you need help with that.
Oh, no, I do. Let me get there.
So far, you've done all right.
So we have spent a lot of time discussing friendships with me. Yes. And how I feel about them and where I stand and all sorts of shit, yeah?
Yes.
And you'll be aware that there was a student at university who I named Rachel, who was like a really big part of my life. And she was my uni friend, worked at the zoo, she graduated before me, but like we talked all the time, but the reason the friendship like she's a mom, like a single mom, she was doing school and working, and I guess this is where I do find it hard to put myself in the next person's shoes, because it has been over a decade since I have worked a full-time job, or, well, technically I've never had a child of my own, but I raised one for 6 years during that time, yeah? So it's a long period of time for me to sort of forget in almost the sense of the words, because I, unlike everybody I know, have hours coming out my fucking ears and nobody to call, right? And Mum, every time I've been talking to her, keeps asking the same question, which doesn't help. Who do you have to call for a coffee? Why are you always alone? Why have you got no one? Why? And I'm just like, how does all of this help me, you know? Anyway, I've been trying to figure out all my storage, and the long and the short of it is I was going through the albums, and for whatever reason, like, it looked like I had this entire photo album of Rachel and her daughter. And I was like, I don't remember ever receiving this amount. Like, it was a lot, and they were showing up on memories over and over and over again. And at that point I was like, okay, you know what I'm like about spiritual universe. I was like, the universe is now very much telling me to contact her, right? Because it was nonstop. And I truly don't know how I got all the videos I did, yeah? And the photos. And so I reached out. And I was like, hey, I don't, expect a response given what I did. And it was bad, yeah? Like, it was really fucking bad. I said, but I realised that I was the biggest idiot and that you were such a big part of my life. I was like, you were a massive part of my life. I said, whether I saw you in person or not, I said, we spoke all day, every day, and I screwed up. And I just wanted her to know how truly fucking sorry I was for what I did. Because she was a friend that was one of the biggest supports I had. Because it's recently hit me, I had 3 people in my life in person who effectively disappeared all at once. My sister, Rachel, and my other friend who, I have no idea what I've called her, but I'm just going to say other friend. And the one I used to like teach driving and had a little kid and all of that. And again, I fucking blew up at her and ended our friendship. With her, I don't even remember why. At least with Rachel, I remember what I did and what I said. And I'm telling you, if it was 1 out of 10 scale of fucking how bad it could be, up there.
Yeah.
It would take a pretty fucking amazingly good person to forgive what I did, yeah? Not only did Rachel immediately forgive me, she was beyond happy that I'd reached out, told me that she was fully supportive of me. She understands that there are things that I am trying to learn to live with, and she is beyond happy to have me back in her life again. And I was like, okay, that went well. Let's try again, yeah? So I reached out to my next friend. And again, this friend had been on my mind for so long.
This is the second friend that...
I was teaching how to drive.
That one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea what to call her right now. And again, same thing, except the difference with this friend to Rachel is I just don't fucking remember why I blew up. Which, let's face it, is even worse. Which means
it's not
trivial. Yeah. So I reached out again, and again, instant forgiving. Straight away, welcome me back in. And this one, literally, it's like no time has passed. Immediately calling me on the phone, like tried to get a hold of me. I sent like a two-word message back. She knows me so well. She's like, Liv doesn't send 1 or 2 words. She's like, something's obviously wrong. So she jumped on my channel, saw the video I posted that morning crying my eyes out, and immediately rang me on a video and just stayed with me for over an hour. And I'm like, man, I'm a horrible person to compare to everyone I love, because these people and not only that, she was trying to get pregnant when I was in her life, and it's been driving me freaking crazy because I just intuitively have known that she's had a second kid. And when I know something intuitively, I really need to prove it to see if I'm actually right. You know what I mean? And I use Facebook Messenger for keeping in contact with people, but I never activate my actual account unless it's something I really need to, like, and it has to be done through that, which is like change my profile page or name or something. Anyway, I went in to download all my Facebook information, which I think I told you the last time I saw you. Anyway, and because anytime something like that had happened, I would try to go to her profile to see if she's got another kid, and I could never find anything. And yeah, so long story short, obviously we're talking, and not only does her eldest daughter remember me because her birthday is the day before mine, but her youngest is like almost 3.5. I'm like, has it fucking honestly been that long? Like, and yeah, whacking me straight back in. It's literally like no time has passed.
So what do we need to do to make it not, the past not repeat itself?
Oh no, I've come up with that one because I've already had to promise my sister as well, because mind you, I still haven't seen my sister. I've cancelled the tutoring sessions for Tuesday and Thursday. Like I said, no point doing them. And I'm working out what day would suit my sister and the kids to meet up for lunch or something. But I mean, the biggest lesson in all is keep the smart ass comments to myself. Let's face it. I think that's, I'm a grown up. I'm 38. I can try. But there is something I really, really want to figure out how to do. And it is going to probably be one of the hardest things I have to learn in my whole life, I think. And this is where therapy is going to come in and be needed. All right? I am highly aware that I'm a self-obsessed, self-absorbed person. Don't look at me like that. Let me finish my thought, all right? I say this in the sense of I genuinely love my friends and I genuinely care about everyone, you know, and I truly want to help as many people as I possibly can. It just turns out, because of the amount of time I spend alone together, like alone, when I'm in the presence of a friend, now mind you, I'm pretty calm with you, yeah, because you're my therapist, right? Unless I'm having a breakdown, that's a different story. But I'm such a high energetic person that when I'm around other people, I lose myself. So everything I want to do, which is not talk about myself and ask my friends how they're doing, how their holidays went, how they are, listen, shut up, stop, there's a whole list. Listen, stop interrupting, stop talking over, basically stop talking and start listening. And I swear, I promised myself, that was the only thing I really cared about figuring out how to do. And I could tell you it's like, what, the 14th, the 15th of fucking January, and every time I've seen someone, it's all about me. It's just that now I'm highly aware, and I'm like, I'm aware it's all about me, but I have to get it out before I can make it about you. So I feel like there's a little gap because I'm now very aware of it, which is fun.
Because you spend so much time alone.
It is. It's because
when you see people, then you're like, go, and then you do all the things, and it comes out.
Any advice?
You're spending less time alone.
Well,
You're already engaging people. You're getting back into people's lives. Well, alone doesn't, in person is one thing, but you have, you're reconnecting with Rachel, reconnecting with friends, reconnecting with your sister, even talking to your mom.
And my brother.
And your brother. You've got a lot more interactions happening. So there's less of that I've been holding.
Yeah, you would like to think that, but
it'll change. So tell them the things and do the interactions. Maybe start with asking them how they are and give yourself like a little timer, 5 minutes.
I like how you make this sound so easy. It's not.
I know. It'll, for the first while, it's hard. You have to sit with it. And for you, it'll be this urge to go, say, and it'll be about you being very mindful about holding, not your turn.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to do because your urge is going to be to go. But, in true DBT queen, fashion, opposite action, the urge is for you to talk. It's not the valid thing to do. We hold and lean into the quiet.
God, it's hard.
I know, those damn skills, I know. But you're very good at them, so do them.
But that's the thing. I can do them, and I'm aware of them.
So you can do them.
All right, I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what happens when I'm in a situation and I just become so overwhelmed just simply because of people. Right? Yeah. There are 2 situations where it's happened, and I'm just like, what the hell, Liv? Just completely, no, 3, because it happened this morning too. The first one, I've been vaping those stupid e-vapes, yeah? And I happened to end up with one of these big, huge size ones. And I don't know what it is, but the size difference, even though the flavor is exact and the brand is exact, it's changed, right? And I don't like them. And at this point I was like, but I still am vaping and I want backups because I really hate to go to want a vape and not have one, because as I've always said to everyone, I stop and start as I need, and if I need one, I'll have one. Now, these particular ones have been making me like, I don't like them. I went into the smoke store. I held it up. I said, I want this flavor, but not this size. Yeah? Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I walked out with 3 of them that size. Yeah, the look on my therapist's face is awesome. Again,
like I said to the shopkeeper, no thank you, and then I bought 3.
Yeah, literally.
But you're not you're not pliable. That's weird. You're hard to convince to do things like that's weird.
Yeah, it wasn't I wasn't convinced to do anything. I ended up making the choice on my own, but it was more people kept coming into the store, and I kept saying, serve them while I figure it out. And my overwhelm, or I don't know if overwhelm's the right word, the more people I'm around, the less connected I am. I'm like not connected to earth as far as I feel. I feel dissociated.
Are you doing grounding in those moments?
In the moments, I'm in the fairies. So no, I'm not doing anything. Hence 3 fucking vapes that I ended up giving a juice for his birthday. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I did. Okay. The biggest lesson for that is, thankfully, that by not buying the one I like, at least it's, I've only had a couple puffs here and there and gone, fuck, you're disgusting. So at least I'm done with.
Also, I think that they're going to become more difficult to collect.
Mm. But they're just gross. I mean, I've got cigarettes. If I want a cigarette, I can roll myself a little one, and let's face it, I'm always going to put weed in them. So I figured out that's where I've been going wrong. I've been smoking cigarettes and vapes and using bongs, which I don't like, right? And instead, in the past, those were never an option. It was just the joints I'd roll, which was like the happy medium, because it's almost fuck all tobacco and I'm still getting what I need. Mm-hmm. So I did think of you and the ADHD, and I'm used to smoking when I'm in my car. It's the need for something in my hand. So I feel like that's where these fidget things come in, right? Yeah, exactly.
That's probably why your nails are great for you, because you'll
they are.
them and you'll tap them on things and you'll make noises. And
they're fun. I know. I do think that, but
it will help you.
All right. Here's another example. I'm at an intersection. It's hot. My window's down. My music on. I'm parked right next to a train stop. There's this good-looking dude there with tattoos. We all know what I'm like. Yeah, I'm like, hey mate. Out the window, I'm like, looking good. Love your tats. He goes, yeah. Choice. Do you like weed? I said, love it. Puts his hand into
a... really the first thing that people say to me when I speak to them on the street.
What can I say? I have an aura,
I feel like you're
See, he literally puts his hand into a paper bag he's holding, pulls out this thing of weed and just gives it to me through the window.
Weird.
I think it's awesome.
Okay.
But, like, again, I would put that down to one of those...
Outrageously illegal, but okay.
Who cares? I'm not talking legal schmiggle.
Just
Don't
be
actually
careful
do
accepting treats of any variety
It's weed.
from strangers.
It's weed and not the point of the story.
Okay. Could
Okay.
be. Could be the
I
point.
haven't smoked it because of what happened next. Alright?
Yes.
Now, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I actually still do. I still do. My ability to manifest what I want is amazing. Right? Weed from a stranger through the car window at an intersection. That's a hell of a story in and of itself.
Why didn't you smoke it then? What's happened?
Oh, I plan to. It's just what happened was, my car was full of shit, yeah. And again, obviously I'm not supposed to be driving around with just strange weed in my car. That's a given. And I wrapped it in a tissue and I put it in my little console between the seats, right? So I knew it was there the entire time, and I was unpacking my car, and one of the first things I did was grab it to make sure I put it somewhere safe. Well, that is not where it ended up, because I unpacked the car and I searched everything, and I was like, how the fuck have I lost it when I have the exact memory of putting my hand into it to get it? Now my car's empty and it's nowhere. Yeah, do you know where I found it?
No.
In the fucking outside bin that had just been emptied. So it was empty in the bottom of the bin. I had to tip the bin upside down.
Just by itself.
Basically, yeah. In a bit of dirt from the rain. Yeah. So I had to bring it out, right? In my absolute mindlessness, I threw the bud in the bin when I had it in my hand to put somewhere safe. This morning, I was getting ready to come here.
What's the universe say about throwing away your weed?
Don't even start. My friend Corey keeps saying to me, I fully get it. I used to be like you, blah, blah, blah. I said, no one is going to have any opinion on my weed smoking but me. Yeah? I said, because contrary to popular fucking belief, I smoke F for all compared to most people, what they think. I legally couldn't smoke the amount I'm prescribed if you paid me.
Yeah, I
Not legally, I physically couldn't do it.
When you get prescribed, it's still like that you have to smoke it, right? It doesn't
Yes.
go in the vapey thing that heats it up and doesn't do anything.
Goes
It doesn't create smoke, yeah?
Yeah, it does. It goes in a vape.
Oh,
I have a Mighty Medic, the only TGA approved fucking medical marijuana vape in the country. It's like $480.
So you use that for the medical stuff, but then you smoke a joint out of the other stuff. So
Yeah.
why don't you just put that stuff in that thing?
Oh, no, I do sometimes. No, I have my own normal stuff, but I only use the prescribed stuff if it's like I have to do something. Like, I'm going to help my friend Courtney, right? Yeah. So Courtney's a uni friend, and again, you were saying building connection.
Yeah.
She's my age, amazing. We hit it off, as you know, talk to fucking everyone, and I'm becoming a lot better at gauging things. Anyway, we've hit it off like a house on fire, and she lives in Geelong, yeah? So driving distance. And we were talking this morning, and the long and short of her story is that she's going on this unbelievably amazing trip to Africa, and she wants a camera. I mean, obviously, you go to Africa on a tour, you want a fucking decent camera, yeah? She's been looking...
All the elephants and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's obviously what I'm thinking, yeah? Anyway, every time she tries to look at it, she becomes super overwhelmed, right? And I fully get that. And I'm like, what's interesting I've realized for me is, as soon as I take myself out of it, there is no overwhelm. None. And because I was messaging her this morning, she sent me a picture from something to do with Facebook Market. I said, please tell me that you have stuck to the promise you gave me, which is that you will not purchase anything before speaking to me. I said, tell me that's the truth. She goes, I haven't. I said, good. I said, because I'm taking over from here on out. Yeah? I was like, you trust me, right? She goes, more than anything. I said, good, because I have a plan. I said, I've already listed all the specifications that you want, what it is, what it's done. I've got every single computer store I can find online in the country up on my computer already with the chats ready to go. And I'm planning to send every single one through to customer services to like a dozen different stores and then get them to figure it all out for us. And then play them all up against each other for the best price. And that is the most fun thing for me. Like, that's the shit I love doing. Like, I had planned to spend my whole weekend stoned out of my brain, binge watching TV. And even stoned out of my brain is not stoned out of my brain because I just physically can't. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like to get wherever. I like the one, you know, a little bit. Like today, the example. I want to do this to help. I still have to do some schoolwork, let's face it. But I would use my prescribed weed and my vape today, for example, if I wanted to. More than likely I'm going to go home and roll a joint, let's face it. I'm not going anywhere.
So it does something different to you because it feels like, from a harm minimization point of view, if you just look at it like that,
I'm not going to take any judgment.
Yeah, smoke is less good for you than vaping if you look at it from a medical standpoint.
Oh, 100,000%. I agree with you on that.
Why do the joint if you can do the vape? I guess is my question. Because it's technically healthier, should give you a similar reaction, if not the same.
Oh no, you are right, and that is where I plan to get to. It's just that I started smoking bongs with my sister-in-law, right? If you ever see this, I love you, but seriously, I hate bongs, right? But every type of way you smoke weed, any weed smoker would tell you, every single way you smoke it or ingest it is going to affect you differently. Yeah. Okay? There are multiple different kinds of bongs and vapes and joints.
For the same reason.
For all of it, yeah? It does affect you differently.
Yeah.
The reason I'm not currently solely using the vape, and I was for a long time, was because I started vaping again. Okay. And that was when, and adding tobacco, even though when I don't make my mixes like most people do. So say a friend of mine who smokes weed, he'd put 1 gram of weed to 1 cigarette. Another friend would put 1 gram of weed to 2 or 3 cigarettes, whereas I would put 3 grams of weed to 1 cigarette. So my ratios are totally backwards. Yeah? But that slight bit of tobacco in the weed, again, changes it. If my soul's going to make me quit anything anytime soon, it'll be me. Not me, it'll be alcohol. Like, I don't see me ever quitting weed. Like, I see myself being, like, I'm an advocate for weed.
You don't drink very much.
Barely anything. I pulled myself a vodka last night for the first time ever. It had this much vodka in it, in a glass this big, and I tipped it out when I got to the
You're a bit over it.
I sat on it for like 2 hours. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck happened. Here's something that's fun about being me, though. Went out for lunch on my birthday. Picked this place due to the
also, happy birthday.
Thank you. Picked this place due to what I call the fancy smoking yard. Okay. Right? Yes. I walk in, and I'm like, hello, it's my birthday. I picked you guys because you got the awesome smoking yard, and I know you want to give me my birthday drink for free. And they did. They were like, pick whatever you want. I was like, I have no idea. So let's pick the most simplest thing I fucking know. I went with I literally...
Pick what I know. White wine?
No, I got a Cosmopolitan, which I thought was hilarious because I've got 2 of the 3 fucking ingredients at home. But it turns out I make my stuff way different because this Cosmopolitan was like the strongest drink I think I've had in years. But the point is,
you had this much vodka and this much something else.
No,
it out.
That was yesterday.
I know,
on my
that's what I'm saying. It probably is the strongest drink. This
guy, he's like, all right, like, you know what I'm like. I literally did what I just showed you in front of every single person in there because...
No problem.
That's who I am, right?
Yeah.
Worked. They were like, I got up there to the bar, and I'd been looking at the drinks, and I was like, okay, which one can I have? He goes, anything you want, on or off the menu, right? Most people would go for probably what is the most expensive, top quality, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't know any of what that is. And I literally was like, I don't want a free drink, I'm not going to lie, so please make me a Cosmo. So funny. But yeah, see, that's the fun side of being me.
Who did you go out for lunch with?
Just a couple of friends.
Nice.
And work's officially finished, so that's cool. Oh my god, I'm exhausted. Trying to get hold of my tax accountant. No, I love my tax accountant.
I like my accountant. I just dislike the tax part of the time.
That's why we have accountants. I would never do my taxes again ever. Never.
No, I know.
Like,
still have to pay it at the end. It's annoying.
my tax accountant charges me, I think, 120.
No, not that part. The ATM.
Oh, the tax people, yeah. Well, you're a sensible woman. I'm sure you're at least smart enough to have a bank account. You put your stuff aside for tax. Even I have one of them. The amount of people like me who don't, on the other hand, I'm just like, what the fuck, guys? Like, meh. But, you know, I'm a nerd. I've officially paid off my entire fucking degree.
Congratulations.
Paid off my entire lot of tutoring. Literally, I have zero debt.
It's amazing. Your credit rating would be really good.
Yeah, it's at like 720 plus or something at the moment. I don't really know what that comes from.
I don't know what that means, but yeah,
It's
probably pretty
in
good.
the almost as
It's
high as it can
goodness.
go. Yes, it's high. But yeah, it is good, and it's just this. Even when I'm messaging my friends, like I'm really so aware of just how much I make it about myself.
When you send the message and you ask them about them, you have to stop and wait for them to reply.
Yeah, I'm not
Then you
good
have to
at that.
One more message about them, so it has to be 2. And then you can tell them whatever you want.
Okay, I like that. That's a good rule. Are we out of time?
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Bye, team.
Bye.